Your Denver Broncos just took a stranglehold of the AFC West, and it's even better than you probably think. This is what Sean Payton said this offseason when all of the national media jokers laughed at him when he said, this is one of the 6 or 7 teams I've coached that could make a Super Bowl. Well, this is why. The Broncos just rattled off their 8th straight win, and it's even better than you think. The AFC West crown is ours, you guys, and it is what we have all known, and it feels incredible. I can't wipe this smile off my face. We've got a ton to dive into from this game because it is even better than we had every reason to lose this game, and the Broncos pulled it out again. Bo Nix out-dueling him. All we hear is how it's Chiefs Kingdom, and Chiefs fans in my life are texting me like, hey, dude, you know Andy Reid off of a bye week. This is going to be a blowout. I'm only going to watch the first half because Bo Nix is a joker, and he's in a sophomore slump, and all of that is put to shame. Like Zach By said, the new crown in the AFC West. We have a new king in town, and his name is Bo Chapman Nix, and you better believe. The last thing I heard from Tony Romo before I turned off my TV is people across the nation are finally going to believe in Bo Nix, finally know what this guy is capable of. It feels absolutely incredible to look at these AFC West standings here and to see the Broncos have a full 2-game lead on the Chargers, who are not healthy enough to even block for Justin Herbert. If the Jacksonville Jaguars force Herbert to be subbed out for Trey Lance because they can't keep him upright, what are the Denver Broncos going to do if we even have to play our starters by then because we have a full 2-game lead here? We're winning the AFC West. It's absolutely happening. If you look at how our schedule plays out, this is perfect, and that is why this was such a huge game. All week we heard, even Tony Romo said, this game means a lot more for the Chiefs than it does for the Denver Broncos, yet it doesn't matter because Bo Nix showed up when it matters the most. Love the fact that the Broncos did this without the best defensive player in all of professional football. You did this without Patrick Surtain, who's going to be coming back right after that bye week, and it's going to feel incredible. You did this with some of the worst officiating I've ever seen in my life, and we got to go through just a couple of those because it was absolutely horrendous and bogus. Nick Bonito had an arm around his neck and across his chest every single play of that game, and there were a lot of holds on their rookie lineman who came back, but there should have been twice as many. Like, that was crazy. You did this without the best running back in the AFC West, and that's a fact just based on yardage. J.K. Dobbins out for the year, and you did this without the green dot signal caller of your defense, right? So you had to try a brand new thing here in who's even calling the plays into the huddle, and the Broncos just defied all expectations when this game meant so much more to the Chiefs than it meant to us. And you're doing it with your left arm tied behind your back, but it doesn't matter because Bo Nix has his right arm out and he's slinging darts, and it is just phenomenal here that the Broncos won their 8th straight in a row, that we're tied for not just first place in the AFC West. We have first place, just solely first place, but we're tied for the number 1 seed in the AFC. And that the other team we're tied with, the Colts, yeah, we lost to them on a bogus leverage call. The Broncos are for real, you guys. I've been telling you since August, do not plan something for the last week of January and the first week of February because your Broncos are making a deep playoff run, and now we're all seeing that as absolutely true, and you know it's true when the biggest Bronco hater, Nick Wright, I don't even like platforming this dude because he said the Broncos were going to finish under the Raiders and they were going to be a horrible team. And the Broncos, with nothing to even play for in this game, like, it's easy, winning 7 in a row. The percentage of teams who lose before their bye week because they're just looking ahead to, like, man, finally I get a break. The Broncos have that to look forward to, and it didn't matter. Take away 2 of our starting defenders who make a huge difference. Take away our best running back, and it doesn't even matter because the Broncos, as Nick Wright fell on his sword here and said, Broncos have a stranglehold on the AFC West. And the fact of the matter is, you guys, that the Chiefs might not make the playoffs. Like, they lose the tiebreaker with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who at this point, after how they just beat the Colts or beat the Chargers in today's game, the Jaguars are going to make the playoffs. So there's a very real chance we will not have to even watch Patrick Mahomes. We will not even have to worry about the flags that they get because they are going to get bounced from the playoffs. And this is what we told you. When all of your money is going to aging superstars, like, every dynasty comes to a close, and that last year of that dynasty still being intact, you, like, think of them as giants. They're not giants anymore. I don't even think that was the scariest game we've played this season. The only reason I was worried about that game was without Surtain, without Singleton, without Dobbins. But, I mean, the Broncos have now, you take a look at our total portfolio here of work, that we beat the best offense in football in the Dallas Cowboys, the best defense in football in the Houston Texans. We've scored 33 points in a quarter. We beat the Eagles on a short week in Philadelphia. We fly over the pond, fly back without a bye week. We have done some wild things, and we just beat our division foe who live rent-free in the back of our head. It just feels absolutely incredible, and the Broncos have earned this bye week absolutely here. It gets even better because they didn't just like do that when the Chiefs needed this game way more than us. They did it, and they also beat the refs. And you see guys like Dave Portnoy coming out and saying that same thing. You see Skip Bayless being like, hey, that play on Riley Moss was absolutely ridiculous here. He said he wouldn't have called half of those things on Riley Moss. And we see this amazing point here by Sire Bettinger. At one point in this game, the Kansas City Chiefs had 136 yards via penalty. That is absolutely ridiculous, and that's not going to continue, right? Kansas City Chiefs offense was not scary whatsoever. They had 9 points off of bogus Riley Moss calls. I'm telling you, when Pat Surtain is back, that problem gets solved. And 7 off of the board because of a ridiculous pick 6 that was taken back. One of my favorite things is how differently this team is built. Seeing that J.K. Dobbins, who has every reason right now to be incredibly salty, to feel a huge sense of FOMO, is the first one to come out and drop this tweet that says, let's go. And that is the type of culture that the Denver Broncos have, that when you're starting green dot helmet wearing inside linebackers having testicular cancer cut out of his body, your GM is waiting in the surgery operating room. When you win a game against your division rivals and one of your best players has just suffered a season-ending, potentially career-altering injury, he's the first one saying, let's go Denver Broncos. This was just a statement win here, and one that we're going to look back here now that the division is going to be running through Denver for the foreseeable future, because, yeah, we're doing all of this with a crap ton of Russell Wilson dead cap hit money, and that is done after this season. That the Broncos are building this thing to win now and to win from now on. We will look back at this win as one of those statement wins that just feels incredible to me. Game balls, so many game balls to give out here. I would be remiss if I didn't just start with Bo Nix, who has heard slander and talk all week long about how bad he was against the Vegas Raiders and how bad he looked against the Houston Texans. And the fact is that he came out today and threw for almost 300 yards in this game. He had pinpoint accuracy. There were not balls where you're like, who are you even throwing to there? And because he redeemed himself at the end of the game, I'm not even going to talk about the Troy Franklin drops, but there was a lot more meat on the bone here for Bo Nix, and he did exactly what it took with this defense to win this game. And the fact that the Broncos did this against our Goliath, who lives rent-free in our head, just should make you incredibly bullish for the rest of this season, because the division is running through us, and the conference runs through us. The AFC runs through the Denver Broncos, because you look ahead at our schedule, and if we can beat the Eagles on the road, we can beat the Chiefs at home with some of the worst officiating you've ever seen in your life. Who can't we beat? Who are you still scared of? Because you know what? I'm not scared anymore, and the best thing to me is that the Broncos aren't scared anymore. They looked not even an iota scared of the Kansas City Chiefs. They didn't care about Andy Reid's bye week. They cared about this team and the people that they are playing for. Massive shout out for Jaquan McMillian. I just could not say enough great things about him. Even the one big bomb that he did let up to Thornton, I think was a clear push off. You even heard Tony Romo say that. But just seeing like him come in on this blitz here on a massive third down, just seeing like the Broncos played this. Vance Joseph called the game of his life. We got to figure out what are we going to do without Vance Joseph next year, because he is gone, you guys, because this defense, to do this without a first-round draft pick that the Broncos have picked. You aren't even, I guess Jahdae Barron is a first-round draft pick, but man, this defense is going to be good from now on, you guys. The Broncos won the AFC West today. How are you feeling? Who are you scared of? Let me know in the comments. Are you scared of anybody? Because I'm not, because the Denver Broncos are making a deep playoff run, and that's something we all have always believed in.